We are here in Shigatse, which is the second largest town in Tibet.
Behind me is the Tashalhumpo Monastery.
I believe this was founded in 1447.
It's the seat, the traditional seat of the Panchen Lama. It was really great to finally get inside and go wandering around. There's just little tiny cobblestoned alleyways going all over the place, and definitely got the feeling that we'd only scratched the surface of what's in there. It's huge, and we saw a small portion of it. But I think, without any doubt, we saw the most spectacular sight that it has to offer. We went to one of the rooms, and I didn't even know what was inside as we were going in. And we pulled aside the curtain and stepped inside, and it was kind of dark, and I'm looking at yak butter, and candles, and golden ornaments, and pictures and offerings. And then I looked up, and this magnificent, unbelievably huge Buddha was right there. And it was just overwhelming. It was just awing. And he had the greatest look on his face. It was so serene. And just looking at him, it really does make you feel serene as well. And I could have just stood there and stared at his eyes, very quiet, peaceful eyes. And that was definitely the most beautiful man-made structure I've ever seen. It was just amazing. So if that had been the only thing we had seen in Shigatse, it would have been totally worth the 8-hour bus ride here and back.
And while I was there, it was one of the most peaceful and serene situations I've been in. And I had a little bit of time to reflect and think that sometimes in life you get stuck in a really arduous task about where you're going, and definitely the trip to get here has tested our patience and our strength. There was an 11-hour plane ride, another plane ride, a 4-hour bus ride that took 8 hours across the bumpiest, muddiest road I've ever seen. And by the time we actually saw the statue, I can easily say it was all worth it. While we were there, we had a chance to talk to a monk and get some idea of what daily life here is like. I was wondering if the monks actually come here for meditation. While we were talking to the monk, we found out a little bit about daily life here. It involves a lot of time of prayer and reading scriptures and just meditation time, and they actually only sleep from about 12:30 at night to 5:30 in the morning, and the rest of the day is full of prayer and meditation, which I thought was really interesting. They said that very few monks actually leave once they decide to stay here, and they actually welcome Western tourists coming to see this place because it helps people know that Tibetan Buddhism is still going strong in Tibet. And they actually want tourists to come and carry that message back home. I thought that was an interesting thing to learn straight from the mouth of a monk. I'm not sure if that's exactly the case or how I feel about being a tourist in Tibet quite yet, but I definitely thought it was a good viewpoint to hear and a wonderful opportunity to get it straight from the mouth of someone who actually lives here.
We went to the tomb of the 10th Panchen Lama, and it's just overwhelming how much art is in every single room and every single square foot of the place. The tomb of the Panchen Lama had to be 5 stories tall, and every single bit of the wall all the way up is covered in intricate artwork. Just the planning that went into it is amazing to me. And then taking a close look at the artwork, it kind of gave me a headache just thinking about the amount of time and effort and skill that had to go into that, the patience, the unbelievable patience that the artist must have had to draw all that. Even on the outside of the buildings, it's just a beautiful, beautiful place. It's aesthetically just so nice. The color scheme and the way it's done, beautiful without being overdone. Today is September 7th. It was quite a day. We woke up fairly early to get a good early start on things. The morning was a little kind of, I don't want to say frustrating, but well, yeah, alright. This morning was a little frustrating. There was a lot of getting organized and getting things together and all kinds of this and that going on, but we finally got everything going. When we woke up this morning, we were greeted by pretty bad rain.
The weather here is just crazy. It can start out in the morning at 20 or 30 degrees and raining and pouring, and by the end of the day it's just beautiful sunshine beating down on your head, and probably about 70 or 80 Fahrenheit, I don't really know, but it just swings so much. And, today's my dad's birthday back in the States, and I was able to use a phone card to give him a call and leave a message saying happy birthday, and that reminded me of one of the things that has been, I guess, interesting me here in Shigatse, which is that the cell phone coverage is amazing here. I never would have thought that in the middle of Tibet, cell phones can be ringing at any time in minivans, and I just find it really impressive that the coverage is that strong, and also that I can use phone cards or the internet to get in touch with relatives back home.